Good morning, children. Today we are going to study about one more practical, that is experiment number 3. Okay, that is about chemical reactions. Aim of the experiment: to perform and observe the following reactions and classify them into types of reactions. So already in theoretical part you might have studied about these reactions like combination, decomposition, displacement and double displacement reaction. Let me perform these reactions in the practically how we are going to get the results. So they have given action of water on quicklime, okay, action of heat on ferrous sulfate crystals, iron nails kept in copper sulfate solution, reaction between sodium sulfate and barium chloride. So we'll directly go for the practical procedure. Okay, what we can do, first one we'll go for the first part, that is displacement reaction. First is displacement reaction. Already you know the definition of displacement reaction: a type of reaction in which more reactive metal can displace less reactive metal from its aqueous solution. So children, even in 7th standard you might have studied this is copper sulfate solution. How I did? Copper sulfate is available in the laboratory. Okay, this is copper sulfate, CuSO4 copper sulfate. I have taken copper sulfate crystals in the test tube and I have added a distilled water to it. That is what copper sulfate solution. What I am going to do is, to this copper sulfate solution I am going to put a nail. So this is iron nail. If I put iron nail to the test tube containing, see, iron nail kept in the copper sulfate solution. You know already, even in lower classes also you might have studied what happens. Iron sulfate is going to be formed, which is light green color, so color of this copper sulfate fades. Okay, it will not be blue after the reaction is complete. What happens exactly here? Fe, that is iron, displaces copper sulfate. Iron displaces copper from copper sulfate. Hence it is going to form ferrous sulfate. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Fe plus CuSO4. Fe is more reactive, can displace copper from the copper sulfate, and FeSO4, that is ferrous sulfate, is going to form and copper displaces. This is what displacement reaction. Even if you are having a zinc granules, you can make use of zinc granules also. You will get a zinc sulfate and copper. This is displacement reaction. Second one, that is combination reaction. Second one is combination reaction. In combination reaction, okay, already they gave action of water on quicklime. So you know quicklime. So this is quicklime. Calcium oxide is quicklime. Okay, if you add quicklime to the, okay, so this is quicklime. Take quicklime into the test tube. Yes, this is quicklime. Add quicklime to the test tube. See, add quicklime to the test tube. To this quicklime, if you add water slowly to this, what happens? It is going to form calcium hydroxide, CaO plus H2O converted into calcium hydroxide, that is the CaOH twice. Okay, we call it as calcium hydroxide. Here what happens? Quicklime reacts with water to form slaked lime. Quicklime formula is CaO plus H2O to form CaOH twice. this is the best example for combination reaction. This is the best example for combination reaction. Even for combination reaction, even you can take Mg, magnesium ribbon, which you have studied in lower classes. Take a magnesium ribbon, hold it on the flame. In presence of oxygen, what happens? Magnesium burns to give rise to magnesium oxide, MgO. This is what we call it as a combination reaction. We call it as a combination reaction. We call it as a combination reaction. Next, we'll go for the very important, that is a decomposition reaction. Next is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. Okay, so in decomposition reaction, what we are supposed to take? We can take the very important one, that is, you can perform decomposition reaction yes, we can do decomposition reaction. We can do decomposition reaction by taking thermal decomposition reaction by taking ferrous sulfate, okay, or you can take lead nitrate, white crystals of lead nitrate. So already lead nitrate is there in the laboratory. We can take this lead nitrate, PbNO3, twice lead nitrate, or you can take ferrous sulfate also. It is also there in the laboratory. You can take ferrous sulfate crystals. You can take any one. So what we can do? So this is lead nitrate. I have taken already into the test tube containing lead nitrate, white crystals ide nodri. Okay, I have taken it from the what we call it as bottle, that is the PbNO3 twice. What I have to do? Heat it over the flame. So I am doing it, heat it over the flame. Lead nitrate, heat it over the flame. What happens? Lead nitrate decomposes. Lead nitrate decomposes into lead oxide and nitrogen dioxide. So if you use burner, so you are going to get a lead oxide, and you are going to get a nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen is liberating. So this is what we call it as a decomposition reaction. See, lead nitrate is decomposing in presence of heat. In presence of heat, this is called thermal decomposition reaction also. It is called thermal decomposition reaction. We call it as a thermal decomposition reaction. Slowly you can notice nitrogen dioxide gas, that is a nitrogen dioxide, brown fumes are coming out of the test tube. Brown fumes, see, brown fumes are coming out of the slowly, because lead nitrate is decomposing, white crystals are decomposing into lead oxide and nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide color is brown fumes. You can notice in the test tube the brown fumes are coming out slowly. Okay, so you can notice the brown fumes of lead nitrate, brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide. So nitrogen dioxide brown fumes. Yes, so this is, see, brown fumes are coming out of the test tube, that those are what? Lead nitrate, those are nitrogen dioxide gas, nitrogen dioxide gas. This is what experiment which shows that heat is necessary to decompose lead nitrate into lead oxide and nitrogen dioxide. So nitrogen dioxide, brown fumes are going to come out. If you have ferrous sulfate, use ferrous sulfate, heat it. What happens? Ferrous sulfate decomposes into ferric oxide and sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. The two gases are released, that is SO2 and SO3. This is thermal decomposition reaction. We call it as a thermal decomposition reaction. Next is the very important double displacement reaction. The last type of reaction is a double displacement reaction. For this double displacement reaction, we can take sodium sulfate and barium chloride. See children, you can see the bottle, barium chloride. I already made the solution of this. This is a crystal, okay, barium chloride. Barium chloride I have taken into the test tube and I have added distilled water to this. This is barium chloride. And even we have sodium sulfate anhydrous crystals, and I have taken these in two test tubes. I made the solution. I have taken these two in the test tube. One is Na2SO4, another one is barium chloride. So you can see, you can notice both the solutions are colorless. Okay, just look at this, these are colorless. What happens? Na2SO4, first one is Na2SO4, second one ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ Na2SO4, second one is barium chloride. What I am going to do? I am going to add slowly, okay, slowly sodium sulfate to the barium chloride. What happens? You are going to get barium sulfate which is white precipitate, and sodium chloride is also displaced. So I am going to add slowly to this. Just look at this. Okay, just look at that. Yes, you can observe barium sulfate which is white precipitate. Earlier ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಇದು? ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, this is barium sulfate BaSO4 white precipitate. White precipitate is due to the barium sulfate, and sodium chloride is also liberated. So this is what double displacement reaction. What happens in double displacement reaction? Na2SO4 and BaCl2. This Na exchanged with Ba, so Na becomes NaCl. Ba reacts with sulfate and barium sulfate. This is what double displacement reaction. Even you can take potassium iodide and lead nitrate, you are going to get a lead iodide and KNO3, that is the potassium nitrate. So these are the list of what we call it as reactions, that is types of reactions, that is combination, decomposition, displacement and double displacement reaction. Okay, double displacement reaction. One more important point to be remembered at this point is precautions, because every year in practical part many a times they used to ask precautions to be taken while performing these experiments. They may ask individually, or they may ask chemical reactions like that. Okay, they may ask what are the precautions to be taken while carrying out double displacement, while carrying out displacement, while carrying out combination, like that they may ask. First one, precautions: do not focus when magnesium ribbon burns as sharp light. They may cause damage to the retina. So this is the first thing when you are carrying out the experiment with the magnesium. You should not hold the magnesium, or you should not go near to the magnesium ribbon, because it can damage retina. Second one, heating of lead nitrate crystals should be done in hard boiling tube, otherwise test tube may get cracked. So that is why I did it not completely, because the brown fumes started coming out slowly, so I stopped it, because we do not have the hard boiling tube. So I did it with a test tube. So we got a little nitrogen dioxide gas, brown fumes, that indicates that uh, decomposition of lead nitrate. Next, test tubes for the presence of hydrogen gas should be done cautiously, as hydrogen is highly highly inflammable. So wherever when you are carrying out this hydrogen gas, we should take care, okay, because liberation of hydrogen gas should be done cautiously. Next, use fire tongs for heating magnesium ribbon and test tubes. For test tubes, you can use a test tube holder. For holding magnesium ribbon, you can use a pair of tongs or fire tongs. Okay. Then addition of dilute sulfuric acid to zinc metal should be done slowly, as reaction is both vigorous and exothermic, because it takes vigorously. Wherever you use acid, you should do it slowly with constant stirring or shaking, okay. And it is exothermic means heat is liberated, test tubes becomes hot, heat is liberated. That is why you should carry out this with slowly, okay. So this is about experiment number 3. Perform and observe the following reactions and classify them into categories like combination, decomposition, displacement and double displacement reaction. Okay, thank you.